bring our children together, supporting a home-centered educational model. And I think there's a lot of opportunity for the church to, the church education system to either produce or endorse a homeschool curriculum, and then provide some kind of structure or resources, probably at the stake level, to help enable parents to pursue some of these alternative options, because it really should be something that's in the parents' hands, and they should have options to be able to decide what is best for my child, my family, my situation. I'd really like to see some progress from.
That's a good point. And that's something you and I have talked about personally, offline a lot, where we would like to see the church be much more proactive about creating that environment. And in some ways, I think they are doing better, but I think there's still a long way to go, and much more could be done in that space.
I think if the First Presidency just came out just publicly supporting it, like homeschooling and promoting some kind of curriculum as a suggestion, not like as this is what you have to do, but just here is a church approved option that you have. I think that alone would be enough to see a lot of positive movement in the space. Okay, last couple thoughts. Idlers are condemned. The inhabitants of Zion. The inhabitants of Zion shall remember their labors, inasmuch as they are appointed to labor in all faithfulness. For the idler shall be had in remembrance before the Lord. So we're getting back. Remember, we're in full consecration mode here. We're setting up United Order principles and gearing up towards giving certain men different stewardships in the church and labors that they are to perform, some spiritual, some temporal. And obviously it seems that some are performing better than others. some are just idling away and doing nothing. And I, the Lord, am not well pleased with the inhabitants of Zion, for there are idlers among them, and their children are also growing up in wickedness. They also seek not earnestly the riches of eternity, but their eyes are full of greediness. I feel like this is 100% applicable to our day. Like it's the same dangers we have in the church and in Babylon and in the world around us, that like the spirit of this, the principles, I feel like are 100% applicable. Like we have the same dangers. We can very easily fall into the same sins here.
To be fully transparent, I had told Dylan a little bit earlier tonight, I guess we can record this evening. And he said, good. Then he started quoting me all this idler talk and idler verses. He said he was going to come down hard on me if I refused to do our podcast this evening. So I'm glad, at least for one night, I am not falling into this idlers category.
There's two sides of this. There's spiritual idleness, and then there's temporal idleness, right? And it's probably very easy if you have one, you have the other, perhaps. But that's kind of what this suggests here, that they're not laboring in their callings, and that's in their temporal stewardships, and that's reflecting in their spiritual stewardships at home. And so there's some correlation there, and those go hand in hand. Thank you for watching. If you found this content spiritually enlightening, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Like the gospel, these little things make all the difference, and it helps the algorithm push out better content for everyone to enjoy on YouTube.